Hello, everybody. Today is my second live with a fantastic coach, Stella Maher. My channel is very helpful to those women that want to improve their lives and their relationship. Tonight, I will ask to Stella Maher 5 questions, and then she will share her experience as a great confidence coach. So I'm happy to introduce you, Stella Maher. Please, Stella
Thank you
Maher,
very much,
welcome.
Christian. Thank you. That's very kind, introducing me as a great confidence coach. Thank you. That you're very kind. And it's lovely to be on your show. I'm very honored to be on your show. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me. Yeah.
You are so great because, as a life coach, relationship coach, I am a certain skills to understand who is really talented. And you are so talented that I'm sure that
Oh,
tonight you will make a great live with our viewers.
thank you, Christian. You're very kind.
Welcome. So, Stella, I think that we can share something about you, and I will happy to know what you do in your life and the reason why you became a confident coach.
So first of all, I think I should start by introducing myself. As you already know, I'm a confidence coach. I'm a mindset trainer as well, and a speaker. And I'm the founder of the Lioness Within Coaching. I am passionate about transforming the lives of young women. And I do this by helping them to go from feeling insecure about their bodies to developing a high self worth and becoming more confident and self assured in their own skin. To answer the question about how I became a life coach, I was driven to become a life coach by my own struggles with feeling insecure, my low self esteem, and lack of self belief. As a teenager growing up in Nigeria, I was constantly picked on by school bullies and called all sorts of names for being skinny and for my facial features. As a result, I developed very deep insecurities around my body image. And those insecurities followed me well into adulthood. And because I did not know any better, I back then I didn't know any better. So I allowed them to rule my life and affect my self-worth, my self-esteem, and my self-confidence. So my turning point came while I was running my small home business, marketing health and wellness products. I went through a great deal of personal development through trainings, seminars, conferences, workshops, and traveling to different parts of the world. And I met a lot of amazing people, and the whole experience started to influence the way I saw myself. I started to view myself in a whole new light and to realize that the sky was the limit if I believed in myself. I also realized that I wanted to help other people to reach their full potential and become the best versions of themselves, particularly people who were going through similar experiences and similar struggles as myself. And that's when I decided to become a life coach.
Wow, it's a great decision, and your motivation is so deep and great that
Thank
I'm
you.
sure when you meet your clients, your young women, they
Yes,
are inspired by you, by your
I hope they
story,
are. I really hope they are.
because
That's my
they
passion.
they can see that is possible to improve, transform the life,
Yes,
and you are the proof.
absolutely. Absolutely. Anything is possible if you believe in yourself.
And how you have deal with your situation, with your body situation, and then later you have find a solution. This one is an extra question, but it's interesting to help our viewers to understand how you deal with your body situation in the past, from a skinny girls to become a woman, because it's a process.
Yes, it is. It is. So like I mentioned before, I was actually exposed to a lot of personal development, and that's why this is really important. You need to get out there and learn stuff. Talk to people, get a coach, talk to people who can guide you and advise you. And what I did was I simply just started to change the way I viewed myself. I started to believe in myself and in my abilities as a person. And I stopped allowing all those nasty things that I internalized as a young woman. I just stopped allowing them to shape my life. And I started loving who I was. I started accepting myself for who I was. And that's when my life started to change. And that brings me to self-doubt, and poor self-esteem and lack of confidence, because that's the sort of thing that this whole business can lead you to develop a huge amount of self-doubt and low self-esteem. And I struggled with all those things. I had a really low self-worth, which is perfectly normal. It's normal to have a bit of self-doubt, but it becomes a problem when you allow that to rule your life. I hope that answers your question, Christian, or did you need me to expatiate a bit more?
Yes, I am happy that you have spoken about self-doubt, because
Yes.
we are like, especially when you are younger, we see in others ourselves like in a mirror. Without the evidence, we can make the mistake to see ourselves with others' eyesight.
Yes.
So it's important, as I told you before, we need to create our own point of view about ourselves.
Yes.
Starting in what is good.
Yes. There's always the tendency to believe when you're told something over and over and over again. The tendency is that you start to believe that thing as the truth, but it's not. It's definitely not the truth. And your mind can play tricks on you when you're distressed, when you're anxious, when you're worried. And so it's very, very important to watch out, and listen out for that inner critical voice.
Yes, the critical voice that sometimes won't stop our happiness.
Yes.
And then our life and our relationship. In fact, is one of the points that I find in issues. Many women, they start to have self-doubt.
Yes.
So they can destroy their relationship because they based on their relationship on their poor self-esteem. And tonight you can speak about how to become more confident. And you are the right person at the right moment, especially now during the pandemic, because people, they cannot go to the gym or to the swimming pool or to be free to maintain their body fit and well. And then maybe can start to have more problem related to the self-esteem, or they stay together in a relationship all day with the partner, and they can start to think more about some problem that came from be cheated, because
Yes, yes,
it's a cycle.
it's that, yeah, lack of trust and insecurities set in, and it can be it can when you start getting that voice in your head, particularly when you're depressed, you're feeling low, you're feeling worried, and you're anxious, your mind can really play tricks on you. So you've got to be careful. Like I said earlier, we as human beings, we all experience self-doubt at some point in our life. It's perfectly normal, particularly when we're faced with unfamiliar situations, when we're anxious or when we're worried. It becomes a problem when you don't manage it and you allow it to escalate. It can spiral out of control, leading to low self-esteem and low self-worth.
And
And that, yes, it's important to realize that self-doubt, poor self-esteem, and lack of self-worth are all fueled by negative beliefs and negative thoughts. So most of the time, sorry.
No, sorry, because you are so interesting that I can stay here all night, make question to you, because your story is so interesting.
Yeah, I'm
because
just
I can be inspired by you, because I have a similar life. When I was younger, I struggled with my bully at the school. The same, they told me, Christian, we will never ride a motorbike, but now we have a motorbike. Sometimes I am great in certain way to my bullies, because I start to know more about myself and my inner power.
Yes.
And how, Stella, you can help women and the young women to discover their inner power.
Yeah. So how you can do this is, first of all, to realize that it's perfectly okay if you're experiencing self-doubt, if you're experiencing lack of confidence, if you have low self-esteem. It's fine. It's coming from somewhere. There's something that's triggered it. You need to, first of all, realize this and accept that. But that doesn't mean that you sit back and do nothing, because there is something you can do. There's a way that you can claim back your power. And that's by challenging your negative thoughts, because it's your negative thoughts and your negative beliefs that are fueling all these self-doubts. Your self-doubts are fueled by negative beliefs and negative thoughts. And if you do not manage them, they then escalate into affecting your who you are. And then you find that you're riddled with lack of self-worth, low self-esteem, and lack of self-belief. And so the best way to get back your power is by challenging your negative thoughts. Okay. And most of the time, you are not even aware of your negative thought processes. They tend to run in the background of your subconscious mind, a bit like a computer program. They become more intense when you're stressed, anxious, worried, or depressed. So the first step to overcoming self-doubt is to challenge your negative thoughts, like I said before. And to do this, you need to start being more aware of those inner critical voices. Listen out for them and write them down. Always have a pen and paper handy, so that as soon as something flashes, you start getting those thoughts, those ones like, you're useless. There's no point in even trying. You can never get this done. You just don't have what it takes. Once they flash in your mind, write them down. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to notice when these thoughts pop into your head. So why do you need to write them down? When you've written down a negative thought, ask yourself, what could be the reason behind that negative thought? Ask yourself, is it true? For example, if you keep thinking of yourself as a loser, it could be because you've been called a loser a few times by other people. Like when I was bullied at school, I was called all sorts of names that I came to believe as an adult, and I allowed them to shape who I was until I knew better. So if you've been thinking of yourself as a loser because you've been called a loser by other people, maybe when you were young, and you internalize it without even being aware that you're doing it, it stays with you and it runs in the background of your subconscious mind. So anytime you make a mistake or experience failure, you call yourself a loser. If you're finding it hard to make friends, it's because you're a loser. There could be other reasons why you made a mistake or failed at something, or why you're finding it hard to make friends. But because you've got this, this thought that you're a loser running in the background of your mind, you always think of yourself as a loser when things are not going right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So,
no,
sorry,
please,
were you
please.
going to say something before I carry on?
No, because one of the fact in our Western culture that especially nowadays with social media, we have always to follow certain models that give a false rules, a false point of view about ourselves and the reality we're living. And people nowadays, they feel more like a loser than an achiever.
Yes.
So
Yes,
what you say is the same thought, because until we don't find the proof that we are different from what our think about ourselves, because we receive too many messages, they are so negative, and then we are not able to understand who we am. And so when you start to reach a goal or give a contribution to the community or help other people, self-esteem start to change. And you have the proof you are able to do something in your life.
Yes, absolutely. But you've got to start challenging your negative thoughts. It's very, very important. I mean, we all have these, we all have that inner critic, that voice in our head that's always telling us that we're not good enough, that we're stupid, we're ugly. And that's because of all the things you've been listening to growing up. All the things that have been running in the background of your subconscious mind. It could even be what your parents told you, your relatives, your teachers. Some teachers will actually tell you that you won't amount to much in your life, that there's no point in you bothering, that you wouldn't do well. But if you believe it and you internalize it, then that may well come to pass. But you've got to challenge it. Remember that your mind can play tricks on you when you're stressed, when you're anxious, when you're worried, or when you're depressed. So try to be objective when you're writing down the reasons behind your negative thoughts. It's very important to write them down, because the more you write them down, the more you can control them, the more you can manage them. If you don't write them down, you may not even notice when they're passing through your mind. And that's why it helps to write them down. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to manage your self-doubts before they escalate into low self-esteem, low self-worth, and affect your ability to your self-belief and your belief in your ability to be confident.
Stella, how, for example, if tonight some viewers on the future, they can watch our live, how can you help them? If somebody want to contact you, do you have some test workouts that can do at home?
Yeah, I offer one-to-one coaching. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention, I do have a free gift at the end of the show.
Okay.
So please stay with us. Stay with us. I'm going to tell you all about what it is towards the end of the show. I have a free gift that I'm very excited to offer you that's going to really help you to build your self-confidence.
I write down here.
Sorry?
Sorry. No, I want to write a message. Okay, I written a message. My comment. Sorry.
Mm.
Wow. Do you know that my YouTube channel is more focused in helping women, but
Yes.
of course, how we know, many women, unfortunately, they have a problem with their poor self-esteem, and how you can help them with your advice, suggestion, help them in their personal life and their relationship. Do you have your uh, suggestion to help them in their relationship when they have a severe poor self-esteem problem?
Right. Okay. Relationships. Poor self-esteem and poor self-worth can also affect relationships, because when you have a poor self-worth and a poor self-esteem, you tend to you tend to depend too much on your partner for, to get a bit of boost in your self-worth and self-esteem. You depend on them. You depend on maybe receiving a praise from them. You depend on maybe relying on them to pay attention on yourself, and you depend on them. You hang on their every word, in fact. And if for some reason something goes wrong with that relationship, it becomes a lot more difficult for you to get over it. And so it's very, very important for you to develop your own self-worth first. You have to feel good about yourself. And when you have a high self-worth and a high self-esteem, it becomes easier for you to actually stay in a relationship. People who value themselves more and have a high self-worth tend to do a lot better. They tend to perform better in relationships than those who don't. So my advice is, work on your self-esteem, work on your self-worth. Be happy with who you are, love who you are, accept who you are, accept yourself for who you are. And then your partner will start to accept you as well and love you for who you are.
Yes, I am agree, because I can say that when I meet friends that are women or girls, or my clients, or give free advice, the situation is very clear, because one day I have coached a woman, and she told me, Christian, I want a man. Okay, I told her, it's something natural, is something that is possible, isn't that okay? But then I thought, hmm, I asked her to her, please, do you want a man or your partner? Because she has a new partner.
Yes.
So, for example, his name was Mario. And
Yes.
so I asked her, please, do you want Mario or do you want a man?
Yeah.
This question can open a big door, because many people with a poor self-esteem and with a lack of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
especially women, they need a masculine figure like a daddy, because they need to rebuild, rewire their brain, their confidence, and they need always somebody near to them. And then find the solution to become more confident is not to have a companion or a man, but when in fact you told me before, when we are able to love ourselves
Yes.
in a genuine way, is it possible to attract the right people?
Yes.
Because we want certain kind of people, not
Yes.
just a person.
Yes.
In fact,
Absolutely.
in many relationship, we have the problem that people stay in their relationship because they need somebody, not
Yes.
just a person that they want. It's different.
Yes.
And so when they lose their direction or they lose their self-esteem, they can find the solution. We find another partner.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the cycle just continues. It's because it's
Uh,
like feeding off they're feeding off that energy from their partner, and that's what's keeping them going because they don't have their own self-worth to rely on, so they're having to feed it off their partner and totally rely on their partner. And that's why you find that when such people, when the relationship ends, which it inevitably will happen, they become really devastated and find it really difficult to move on and just want somebody else to depend on again. But if you are if you have a high self-worth and a high self-esteem and you value who you are, then you are independent and you don't have to rely on having a relationship to feel worthy. You don't have to rely on being told I love you by your partner to feel worthy. You have to feel worthy within yourself and value yourself first and foremost. And you can do this, like I said, by challenging your negative thoughts, by, if possible, go get a qualification or find something you can do to build your self-worth. Take on a hobby, volunteer in the community, learn a new skill. There are so many things people can do to help them to build, to develop more value in themselves. And you tend to feel more valuable when you start to believe in yourself and believe that you can make a difference to other people.
Stella, do you see a difference between the young women with the older one? How they react to deal or overcome adversities when they have a confidence or self-poor esteem problem? Did you see the difference?
To be honest, there isn't much difference in both young and old when it comes to self-esteem and self-confidence. There really isn't, because we tend to react the same way. We let it affect our self-worth. We once you internalize it, it's going to affect you pretty much the same way. It's just that for adults, that they're better at hiding it. An older
Yes,
person
it's
is
true.
better at hiding it and carrying on as if everything is fine. And if
Uh,
they're depressed, you may not know, unlike a much younger person. And that's the
in
only
fact,
difference I've noticed in my experience.
I think that many of us, step by step, we can lose our security
Yes.
to be responsible for our happiness, because people they can be confused
Yes.
about happiness. And then, in my opinion, to be happy is to love myself and then share my happiness with others around me. And this
Yes.
one sometimes can confuse others, because they say, how is it possible for him to be like him? Because especially in our relationship, we are used to live our uh, romantic relationship just
Mm-hmm.
in a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Or we are going to work, we just share our affair, our interest just with a few people. In my opinion, this one is a big mistake for those who want to improve their self-esteem. We need to share more about ourselves and allow others people to know who we are really. Because until we have a barrier in our mind or in our life, it's impossible to know ourselves. Because, for example, critics, when we are criticized, we need to understand which is the way that we can learn a lesson. Because usually somebody can give us a bad point of view, a bad feedback. Maybe they are rude, but a certain way we can read what is happening in a different way, and then we can say, okay, maybe I'm not wrong at all, but in a certain way I can learn something that can help me to improve.
Absolutely, yes. Yes,
when I was no, sorry. When I was younger, I was so very shy.
Yeah.
And I spoke very quickly. For people around me, it was impossible to understand what I say or tell him.
Yes.
And so they started with me.
Yes.
But then I was offended by their rude feedback. But first I told myself how they can be interested in me if they are able to understand what I say. So we need to clarify in a certain way with the good balance, with compromise, to understand the feedbacks that came from others, but in a certain way to evaluate who we really are.
Yes, feedbacks are a good way to evaluate who you are. Feedbacks are really good for self-awareness. In fact, to become more self-aware, you need to get feedback from people you trust. But when somebody is talking down at you or insulting you or being verbally abusive, they're not giving you feedback. Anybody who is humiliating you and insulting you is not giving you feedback. They're simply being abusive. If you truly want to help somebody and you want them to learn from what they're telling you, then you say it in a nice way, in a way that will not make the person to feel humiliated. And that's what feedback is all about. You say it's supposed to be objective. It's supposed to be done with kindness. Otherwise, it becomes when you're being rude, then you're being cruel. It's no longer feedback. It becomes
yes. No, it's a rude way to be polite. How if you have of course you have a suggestion how young people, the women, they can deal with rude people when they receive a bad feedback or they are humiliated?
Well, the best way to deal with it really is to simply it's normal to feel bad when somebody is bad to you. As a human being, you feel bad. You grieve when something is done to you. Have that period of feeling bad, and if you need to cry, but then get over it and tell yourself that you are better than what they've said. Tell yourself that that's not who you are, and try to analyze what it is that they've said and see if there's a lesson that you can actually learn from it, even if they were being really mean and horrible to you. And that's the advice I can give about that.
Exactly. And then I don't want to give a suggestion, but I want to tell you a little situation that's happened to me.
Yes.
When I was a young student, but I'm not tall because I am 1.50 m.
Yes.
And when I was at the school, people start to bully me. You're a dwarf, you're too small.
Yes.
But And then I wanted to have operation on my legs because I extended my bones. And then I also
You wanted to have surgery to have your legs extended?
yes. I wanted
Gosh.
to go to Russia and to have this kind of operation.
Yes, I suppose, yeah, if you're bullied, they can push you to doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah. You want to
Now
do
I
that.
laughing, but because I was so shy
Yes.
and I want to change because I was so focused on this on the problem.
Yes.
And one day
I can
we
relate
are
to
in
that.
we are in a laboratory
Yes.
because I was specialized in motorist. I was a mechanic.
Yes.
And somebody started to tease me, Christian, you're small. You can ride a motorbike. You can you be fine everywhere if you go to work. I was so crazy in that moment. I was working with a tool very heavy,
Yes.
and then instead to launch it on the face of my bully, I broken it.
Oh no.
I broken. They stopped. It was all school in silence. After
Yes.
2 days, Christian, sorry.
Oh.
Uh, I think that behind the surface, if we can clean our soul from others' false point of view,
Mm-hmm.
we can find a gem.
Yes, absolutely. 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 And that's always been my that's been my belief. I believe that inside each and every one of us is a gem, a really special, unique gem. We're all special people inside. And it's about making a connection to that specialness within you, that strength and power within you.
And Stella,
Yes.
because now you're smiling, you are enlightening our viewers tonight. Because I know that you have fight a lot with yourself, your bully in the past, but
Yeah.
now you are an amazing woman, an amazing confidence coach.
Thank you.
Uh, do you have your motto, a suggestion, or piece of advice to give to our viewers tonight? Something that has made a difference in your life. You can say when you are in the difficulty, you think something that can help you, and now you can share it with our viewers.
Yes, absolutely. So, like I mentioned a bit earlier, it's really hot. My motto
Yes.
is
Oh,
find what you already have within you, which is actually the topic of our talk. And, find what you already have within you. Find it because you have it within you. Unleash the lioness or the lion within you. Because I believe we already have everything we need to be great achievers. You have what it takes to reach your full potential. You have what it takes to be the best you can possibly be. You just need to believe in yourself, believe that you have something of value to give, and believe that you are worth being listened to. It is only when you start to believe in yourself that you will start to make a connection with the strength and the beauty and the power and the abundant gifts that you have been blessed with. Have a vision and believe your vision with conviction.
yes. You told something terrible true. The problem is to have a vision
Yes.
because people they are the eyes blind by false beliefs.
Yes.
And how, in your opinion, they can improve their vision about themselves? First, if you want to give a text, an exercise that they
Yes.
can make tonight at home, what kind of a test exercise that they can go home, write down straight away?
Well, if you want to work on your vision, I think the first thing to do is to have a goal. Have believe in yourself, have dreams, have goals. And then what you can do is to start to visualize what it is that you want. What is it that you want in your life? Do you want to get good grades in your exams? Do you want to make good friends? Do you want to become more confident as a speaker? Do you want to be good at making presentations, speaking in front of people? Whatever it is that you want, you've got to start learning to visualize it. And all it takes is just sitting still for a few minutes and simply trying to visualize that you have achieved that goal. See yourself doing the things that you want to do. Say you want to be speaking on stage. Close your eyes and see yourself as a speaker on a stage with people, with lots of people listening to you and taking in everything you're saying and hanging on your every word and believing everything that you're saying on the stage. And that's all it takes to visualize things, really. You know, believe it starts with believing in yourself, and it starts with having a goal. And of course, you have to write down your goals. It's when you've written down your goals that you can start to visualize each of your goals. And always write your goals as if you have achieved them. And when you're visualizing your goals, visualize your goals as if you have achieved them. You know, tell yourself, here I am doing it. You know, literally say to yourself, here I am passing my exams. Here I am performing on the stage, or here I am speaking on the stage. When you're visualizing it, tell yourself that you're doing it so that your mind can believe it.
And about you, do you have any plan for your future from now to next 5 years?
Oh, yes, I do have a few plans. I do have a few plans, and I have a few things that I would love to do. At the moment, I am working on a radio show.
And, wow! How is called this radio?
Sorry?
The name of this radio, so our viewers, they can listen to you.
Oh, yes, it's called RTM, Radio Thamesmead. That's the name of the radio station. But the name of my show is still brand new. It hasn't actually been broadcast yet. It hasn't. Yeah, we're still working on the show. And it is called Look Up to the Stars. And it's all about interviewing oh dear, what's the word to use now? I'm always, for some reason, it always goes out of my head when I want to talk about it. Role models. Yes, that's the phrase I was looking for. It's about role models that young people can look up to. And that's why I call it Look Up to the Stars. And so I get these role models to tell their stories, talk about their lives and challenges that they faced and overcame to become who they are, in the hope that they will inspire young listeners to learn from their lives and learn to become great achievers, no matter what struggles they're facing at the moment. And just to know that they can overcome it and become the best versions of themselves. So that's what the show is basically about. And I'm also working on an online course.
Online course? Then is ready or?
No, I'm still working on the online course. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. For young people.
And the name is.
Everything I do is for young people.
Wow. And then you know that our viewers have written here that they can find more about you.
Yes,
on YouTube channel. They just type your name on the browser on YouTube.
Yes, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also find me on my website. In fact, if you go to my website, stellamaher.com. That's when you can go to receive the, I mentioned 5 gifts. I mentioned the gift, not 5 gifts.
Okay, yes.
If you go to my website, that's where you can find my 5 top tips on how to develop a confidence mindset. So you need to go to my website to get that. And you can also book a free 20-minute consultation with me. It's completely free. There's a link for you to click on to book that. So it's actually 2 gifts that I've got for you.
I write on the banner so people can maybe it's hot. No, it's hot to my brain.
Yeah, just
confused.
Write it on the post so people can see. I'm also they can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at the Lioness Within Coaching.
Stella Maher. Sorry.
Yeah, my website is stellamaher.com.
On Instagram.
My Instagram is at the Lioness Within Coaching.
Okay. Lioness Within Coaching, exactly.
Yes, at the Lioness Within Coaching. I can send all that to you afterwards.
Okay, it's correct. I show you on the banner. Okay. It's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So people they can engage with you, ask suggestion, advice, follow your Instagram channel as well.
Yes.
And they can know more about you.
Yes.
And they can message to you about
they can send me
your
a message on Instagram, on my website, or on they can email me as well. All the details are on my website.
So they can find any information about you on your Instagram
website
page.
Yes, on my Instagram. There's more details about what I do and who I am on my website.
Okay.
StellaMaher.com. Yes.
I try to write. Okay. So could you repeat slowly the name of the website? Thank you.
It's my name. It's Stella Maher. One word. StellaMaher.com. That's it. That's my website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Now show our followers. I need to hire an accountant or somebody to help me.
Absolutely. That's it. You got it right. That's correct. Yeah. So they can go there and find out about me. Yes.
If somebody want to know more about self-confidence,
yes,
can you suggest books, blog, or seminar, or something they can learn, that they can improve their self-esteem?
I can't, off the top of my head, think of any books, but really there are, if they go to YouTube, there are lots of motivational talks they can watch free of charge, that can help to boost their self-confidence and their self-esteem. But it all starts from within. It really all starts from within. It starts from you tackling that self-doubt and tackling that negative belief. You have to start challenging your negative thoughts, because that's what's basically holding you back. And self-confidence, really, there's no magic around it. It's all about practice. It's like developing your self-confidence is like building a muscle. It just takes practice, and competence is what leads to confidence. We're all, as human beings, we don't feel confident all the time. When you're faced with unfamiliar situations, it affects your confidence. When you're in a new situation, your confidence is tested. So becoming confident is really all about becoming more familiar, learning about something, practicing over and over again. The more you know something, the more you become confident at doing it. So competence is the mother of confidence.
Wow, this one is a great piece of advice. And a last question:
Yes.
how people can understand the difference when they start become more confident? For example, somebody can become very rude, arrogant, because many people, they are shy. They can become too much. They can become rude or arrogant. How they can deal with this kind of behaviors and thinking pattern?
Being rude and arrogant is not the same as being confident. If anything, it actually shows that you are covering up your insecurities by being rude. What you need to be is assertive, not rude.
Oh, wow, I like.
Yeah, being assertive is simply being able to express yourself, in a calm and a polite way, to state your view, your point of view in a calm and polite way. Being assertive means that you're not letting people step all over you. You're not being a people pleaser. You're being able to stand up for yourself and stand up for other people. And that's what you need to be. And that's what makes you confident, not being rude or arrogant. That's not being
Yes,
confident.
it's good to clarify, because many people, they don't know, they confuse the meaning of to be confident with to become arrogant, because people can disguise a mask.
Yes.
They hide themselves. They put self-esteem into something different.
Yes.
That is a problem, especially for young people.
Yes.
They want to be secure, masculine or feminine. And they start to act not in a genuine way. They
Yeah.
just act. But when they come back at home, they are alone with their problem that nobody can understand clearly. So, Stella, could you make a recap about your free gift for our viewers? So you have StellaMaher.com is your website. They can find you on your Instagram page with
Absolutely.
Lioness within coaching.
Yes.
Exactly. And you have a YouTube channel as well.
Yes. Yes.
They
Which
can
subscribe to, please.
exactly mine the same. Please
Everybody subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes.
And
I also have a lot of tips. A lot of tips on my YouTube channel. I have done 100 videos during lockdown for young people. Yes.
Yes.
I call it daily motivation. They're just 1 minute daily motivations where you can learn everything from how to be confident, how to challenge negative thoughts, how to cope with anxieties and depression, how to cope with boredom, how to cope with stress. I've talked about practically all the topics that you can think of. I've addressed, and it's just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Each video is 1 minute. So by the time you're done drinking a cup of tea, you've watched all of the videos. So do like them and share and subscribe to my channel.
Yes, please. So go to Stella Maher YouTube channel, subscribe, and then be committed every day to follow her videos, because I'm sure that Stella can help you to deal and transform your life. So, Stella, do you have your final thought about something that you can help your our viewers to improve their life?
Which aspect of their life are we speaking about? Which aspect of their life?
Exactly.
When we say improve their life.
So
which area?
They have to be responsible to find the real uh, who they really are, first of all, and don't listen to false belief. Keep on build the relationship, the life, the profession, study every day until they become confident and genuine. They can delight
Yeah.
our life as well.
Yes, absolutely, and it's not rocket science really, and you don't necessarily have to go to get a university degree to become confident or improve your life. Improving your life just starts by taking one small step every day, and it starts from loving yourself. Self-love is very important. Self-acceptance is very important. I speak from experience. It was only when I started loving myself and started accepting myself, despite all the nasty names I was called by school bullies, and started believing in myself and in my self-worth, that my life changed. And that's all you need to do. Start challenging those negative thoughts. Start when they pop
I
into your
like.
head. Just catch them, catch them before they fly off, and write them down. And ask yourself, is this really true? You know, is this based on
Uh,
fact?
then
Am I reading too much into it?
yes, then we have a friend. That is the time. We cannot live forever, so we don't have time to think when we have a beautiful day in the future, because tomorrow can happen everything, and then our life is completely destroyed without have the opportunity to change our life. So I invite our viewers to think about themselves, how to improve their lives, their self-esteem right now. No wait for another day in the future, because we
Yes,
don't know what's happened. And
yes,
then it's
that's
very sad,
right.
don't reveals our life and our happiness to others.
Yes,
So I'm very happy to have you tonight. I learn a lot. Then it's very. This one is a great topic. Your life, your experience, your profession. I'm sure that you can make more people happy in the future. You are a great person. You are a talented coach. And then if you want to come back to be interviewed with another topic that you like, I will happy to have you again on my YouTube channel, and I will subscribe to your channels as well.
thank you, Christian. Thank
Okay.
you. It's been great having me on your show.
Next
Thank you
time
so much.
I need to buy a fan, because
Sorry?
it's like a sauna in my room today.
Yes. It's really hot, isn't it?
Wow, like in Italy.
Yeah. Invest in a fan.
Yeah, yeah, yes. A
Is it
little
very
one.
hot in Italy?
Sorry?
Is it very hot in Italy?
Yes, very hot. If I
Yeah,
decide to stay here in England,
yeah, it is hot in Nigeria as well.
oh my God.
Extremely hot.
Uh, I want to invite our viewers to go to visit Nigeria, because it's a beautiful country,
Yes, it's
nice
the beautiful.
people.
It's just
There's
hot.
a lot
Yeah.
historical places, a lot nice beaches, and
Yeah.
so on. So we have finished our live, but I'm sure you come back, because I know that you have so many things to share with our viewers. And the last minute is for you. If you want to leave a final message to our viewers.
Um, my final message really is just keep being you. Just keep loving who you are. Keep accepting who you are, and keep making a connection with that strength, that beauty, that power, and the amazing person that you are. It's all in here. Just make a connection with it, and when you start to connect with what is within you, it will start to radiate outside, and people will start
Wow.
to see it.
Wow. I like radiates. Is it the right words at the right moment? Radiates, and don't think about others. Keep on and
Yeah,
realize
absolutely.
your life.
Just
Uh,
love yourself and believe in yourself. That's all.
Stella, thank you so much for your time,
Thank you,
your
Christian.
kindness in sharing your experience, knowledge, and so on. Okay, thank you again.
Thank you, Christian.
See you soon, probably, and have a wonderful week. Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Christian. You too. Have a lovely week. And thank you for having me. Thank you. Bye for now.
See you. Bye, everybody.